My name is Christian Tanner. I'm in your computer science 352 class for Professor John White. I'm a junior, incoming senior at Morgan State University. I'm looking forward to continuing my studies at Morgan and continuing my computer science route. I want to get real good with this. And today for my project, I'm presenting Golang. Uh, this is a very, very useful coding language. It has a lot of benefits. I'm gonna talk about that. Obviously, it's associated with Google. You know, you could tell from that by the Go. And yeah. All right, the history and origin of Golang. The programming language. So yeah, Golang was created in 2007, but it was kept under review. It wasn't officially released. You know, the developers there, they were having issues with the other languages they were using, so they didn't want to immediately just hurry up and release it. They had to test it around with everybody there to make sure it was great, you know, ready for the public to use. And that was until November 10th that they finally decided, okay, we can release this to the public. They finally felt like it addressed the errors that needed to be addressed with the other programming languages that they were using, and if they felt like this could be helpful. Uh, the creators are Robert Greismer, Rob Pike, and Ken Thompson, and yeah, all three of them were engineers at Google with a large background in that field. They're highly talked about. Uh, yeah, they're very talented engineers at Google, and so they were one of the many people there that were frustrated with the current languages that the current languages that they were using. They had issues with them that no other language addressed, so they decided, hey, we're gonna do something about it, and they created Golang. Um, all three of them had the desire to create a program that was able to perform on large scale systems comfortably better than other languages that already existed at the time. So yeah, literally, yeah, it's able to perform real fast on larger scale programs. That's obviously like awesome. To be able to read code and syntax errors, all that stuff, quickly, and you're able to, you know, satisfy everyone's needs on whatever app or, you know, whatever app or program that is. To be able to do that quickly is definitely something that should never be overlooked. I don't care how. That is always a good sign that you're using a good language. If they, yeah, fast coding coming back fast, that's real good. Go was created to help with these issues that Java C++ came with, that even Google felt slowed down by. So yeah, they were annoyed with the they were annoyed with how long some codes took to get translated and the syntax errors getting received. And then again, when they made an error, they had to when they made errors, sometimes they would have to go manually do it themselves instead of it being automatically corrected by the server. So uh yeah, they wanted to address all these issues. And yeah, the developers were getting tired of the slow compile time, and C++ was considered to be too complicated on a larger scaled system. So yeah, that was an issue. So they needed to develop Golang for sure. Why Go was developed, or Golang? Its nickname is Go. Like I mentioned before, Google had issues with C++ with how long it takes for it to handle certain tasks. Specifically, it was too slow in handling large scaled systems. So Google wanted something that could compile even faster. Yeah, it was that's I mean, this is going to be brought up a lot, but the time it takes to compile and read back all these codes and stuff like that, it time wasn't considered to be, you know, we need to speed things up here, like by Google. The time I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say is that it wasn't considered acceptable is what I'm trying to say. The amount of time it took for the code to get read and developed and all that, and handled and broken down, and finding the errors if there were any, Google felt like it took too long, and they felt like the process was annoying. So yeah, they were like, we need to do something about this now. But they wanted everything to come out clean and readable, so developers back at Google HQ secretly started developing prototypes and coming up with new codes that sped up experiments, and in doing so gave them quicker results. So yeah, secretly at Google, obviously Rob Pike, Robert, and Ken Thompson were developing this Golang. Golang, and obviously it came out to be a success. They had to keep improving it after it was released, but the initial release was a massive success. So the new codes would then be translated back to C++ and other languages. They wanted to make something readable and fast for the future of the internet. For the future of the internet. In the end, because of that, in conclusion, that's how Go was developed. So like I said earlier, larger scale systems were being able to get translated and read back faster. What is Golang used for? It's used for It's used for a variety of things. So services like Netflix, Hulu, Uber, they all use Golang. Wow, I'm calling everything Golang for its performances. So yeah, getting access to all those shows, getting contact with your Uber driver that's all the way across the city, you're able to do that really quickly because everything's getting read and processed real fast because of Golang. So because of them, you got Netflix, Uber, like chatting, communication, all that stuff. You're able to do that quickly, mind you. You're able to do it fast because of Golang. It reads and processes everything quickly. Service requires great performance that massively thrive. Services that require great performance massively thrive off Golang, since it's fast at large-scale systems. Like I just said, customers all across the world can be satisfied with each application. So So like I literally just said, apps that are it's in the name, large apps that that a lot of people are probably simultaneously using. So Uber, Netflix, like all over the world, it's getting translated back fast because it is. Not only streaming services, but even cloud infrastructure tools such as Dockers and or Terraform. It's also used and very helpful in networking systems. Apps that allow you to chat and communicate with others. For example, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit, etc. Yep. So chatting apps that you like. Once again, you can chat with people all over the world. There's no limit. There's no limit to this. And not only can you chat with them, but like I said before, you can do it really fast. You could possibly text someone in Arizona, from DC, and they'll respond to you in like literally under 5 seconds. Because the development of Golang and because it kept improving, you can do that stuff really quickly. So it's pretty cool. Pros of using Golang. Developers are very proud of it. Developers are very proud of Go and consider it a success. So obviously, I feel like that should give you if you already were iffy on using it. It's a lot of experts at Google who use this daily, and it's considered a success, one of Google's greatest successes. They're proud of this. So I would definitely recommend you using it. Its compile time is extremely fast and greatly executes the codes it's given. They're minimal to no syntax errors, and it's clean, so you won't have to go back and keep cleaning up your codes too much. It can perform well despite collecting garbage, which is somewhat a rare factor for most languages. That is definitely a good factor. You can get garbage and continue to produce the code how it was supposed to be. It ignores the errors, like it assumes. I guess it's somewhat assuming what you wanted the code to be. That's really cool. And it's able to handle larger scale systems, which are doing so can satisfy and help numerous people all around the world all at the same time if needed. It has cons as well. The cons of Golang: it lacks a third-party library, especially when compared to other big-time languages. This slows down development. For example, the program learning and improving its data science. So not having as much libraries is definitely a con. Like, I'm not going to ignore that. It doesn't. It's a con. It definitely does make things harder. You're gonna have to do a lot more things manually because the library doesn't automatically fact check you and all that. So that is kind of annoying, but it's that's a con. There isn't that many programming features that make there isn't that many programming features this makes difficult when it doesn't have things like a built-in map or filter functions. Once again, Python and Java have this. So yeah, error handling is too much. Instead of suggesting what's needed to be done, or have you tab it, you have to manually check every single error you make. That's definitely, it takes up time. That's annoying. Developers have to create duplicate codes all the time for different data types, which can obviously be annoying and repetitive. So a lot of the cons deal with having to do repetitive stuff. And here's my first example code. So I started off with a package main, and this is the reason the code's even executable in the first place. It's creating the main program. Import FMT helps set us up the way everything is formatted. Function main is the main function, and this is where the program officially starts. Everything before that was just preparing the program and function. That wasn't starting it. And FMT printing and FMT dot print ln print line is obviously what you want to be said. What you're gonna print out, what you want to say. So hello Golang. Yeah. And here's another one. It's a little bit updated a little bit. Go say hello starts a new Go routine. This is the implication of the Go language. And time sleep gives time for the Go routine to run. All these codes can come back real quick because of the Go language implemented and created by Google. My personal reflections. So yeah, I was impressed. I was obviously impressed with how fast it did everything. The syntax returning quickly, and quickly decomposing codes and giving results back fast. I'm gonna always be impressed by codes getting broken down real quick. It's always satisfying seeing your code getting broke. I don't know. It's always satisfying seeing just a long code come back with no errors. That's always a great feeling. Always. I don't know. To me it is. No syntax error, nothing. Just, I got it right. Like, I feel good after that. It makes itself stand out from other services because of its fast acting with larger scale systems. Yeah, I kept bringing up the whole time about how I was impressed with that. That's obviously to nobody's surprise. Having to constantly duplicately write your codes can be very annoying. And having to manually check as well, but at least with this you can grow. So yeah, it's annoying, but hey, you're improving as a computer science major, as an engineer. This will be muscle memory for you for sure. That's one way to take from it. You can always learn. I always want to, try to, yeah. It impressed me with how it can pick up on Java's flaws to the point it could do its own thing, yeah. In conclusion, Go is a modern language that excels in a lot of things, but primarily, the main thing when you talk about Go and what it's good at, you're going to talk about how fast it can break down programs, especially on a larger scale. That is the main thing that's going to come to mind. It was created by Google to get rid of the shortcomings that Google already had to deal with. And with them constantly updating it and all that, it's even better now today. So